Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of What Are We Talking About? The series where I showcase some of the most absurd takes and opinions on Battlefield 6 that you can find on the internet. We have a very special episode today. As you'll see, there is a certain Battlefield content creator that has landed themselves on the hot seat after reigniting the tiresome movement debate. Not only that, but I did some digging into their content, and by digging I mean like one scroll worth, and found that there are some pretty interesting things going on their channel. As always, a general disclaimer that I find all of these things organically, as I'd rather not doom scroll on social media all day just to find a few posts for the series. However, some of the things we have today have been submitted to me, so if you also have something that you want to submit, get a hold of me through DMs on X, which is linked in the description below, and I'll try and find a spot for it in the next episode. And of course, I'm not personally trying to attack anybody here. I'm simply just pointing out that what's been written or is said in these posts are either wrong or a bit egregious, so I've hidden most usernames to respect that. Let's get into episode 3 of What Are We Talking About? Okay, so the first one we've got here is a submission from Facebook. So good golly, we're already off to a hot start if we've got a Facebook submission. This post actually includes myself and some of my friends who are none other than the Reddit famous level 8000 grenades and two of the best jet pilots in the game, Starscream and Simple Plan. As you can see, we finished up a match here and we made it to the top squad page. Someone noticed our levels and made this post about it, and there's nothing wrong with this, it's just the comments that make it great. I want to point out before I show you the comments that we're in the top squad. The game lasted only 8 minutes on Conquest, which is crazy, and our squad has a combined score of 23,000, while the next closest squad has about half of that at 12,000, so just keep that in mind as we go forward here. All high levels and only the 7th ranked squad. Says it all, am I right? Nope, wrong again. No points for you. Someone doesn't know how to read the top squad page. I can't tell if this is implying that anybody above 200 has no life, or if he's mocking those who claim that anybody above 200 has no life. If he's saying anybody who's above 200 is a loser, then that's just wild. I mean, the bar is pretty low then. But if he's referring to the others who say that rank 200 plus are bums, then he does make a good point. Reason I mention this is because this Reddit post has 11,000 upvotes. 11,000. Now, the picture is actually hilarious, which is probably why it got so popular, and I understand it's obviously not a totally serious post, but the title, what are we talking about? The game's been out for 9 months at this point, so if you play it on a relatively consistent basis, you should be at least nearing level 300, and that's if you get like minimal XP per match. So saying level 300 players are all fatties is very telling to how little XP some people get when they play this game. Next is another from Reddit. This person wonders why everybody is obsessed with KD when to them it doesn't matter if you die 30 times and only get 2 kills, because in kills and deaths don't, quote, do jack. Now, let me tell you why this is wrong. Be careful, it requires a bit of thinking and math. Ooh. Let's assume you die 30 times in one match. And let's say you're on Classic Conquest, which we can also assume is about 20 minutes, give or take a few. This means you died 1.5 times per minute throughout that entire match. Now, when you die, you can hold a revive for up to 45 seconds, meaning if you held for the revive every time, you weren't even alive for 15 seconds per life. But most people don't hold for the full revive timer, right? Still, the math for dying 1.5 times per minute throughout the course of a match means you were probably only deployed for a little over half of that match. It's also fair to say that when you are alive, it's not realistically possible to be always contributing during 100% of that uptime. Think of the time spent just running between objectives. If half of your time is spent looking at a kill cam or deployment screen, it's hard to argue that you contributed something meaningful. You literally can't do anything during that time. Not to say that nothing can be accomplished in the 30 seconds that you are alive. You certainly can do things then, but the time lost from you dying is what you need to think about. It basically boils down to time efficiency. Better yet, I think we can all agree that if somebody is dying 30 times in one match, it probably means that when they are alive, nothing of substance is really going on in the first place. So there you have it. That's just one of the reasons why KD in a first-person shooter is important and does do jack diddly squat. Thank you for your interest regarding this matter. Moving on, here we have someone who is absolutely fed up with these wall hacking, aimbotting, cheating bots. They say the bots intentionally spawn behind them, communicate with each other outside of their squad. I'd love to see the reasoning and thought process behind that, because what does that even mean? And they also claim that the bots are programmed to cheat. I don't really have anything to say about this. I mean, it just kind of speaks for itself. Like, I guess sometimes you just have to say, what are we talking about? Last but not least, we have a post here from DooM49, a creator for Battlefield games for a long time that has a huge following. He reignited the movement debate with a recent tweet where he shared his opinion regarding jumping while ADS. DooM has every right to share his opinion on this, and he did receive responses to this from other creators like Enders, Focus, and Uniting. Everything there is for me to say about it has already been said, so I'm not going to comment on this specifically. Instead, I want to focus on something else regarding DooM's content. I'm going to play two short-form videos from their channel. One came up on my feed organically, the other I went to their profile and saw it after it was recently posted.
This new season update, there's a little glitch that happened. You can actually lock on to targets through walls with no line of sight. And the way it works is just aim with the bottom right. For some reason, it locks on with the bottom right of the reticle and you can get that shot off. So anytime you see a pesky tank, use this trick. Found out that if you put a bunch of C4 on the ground in Cairo Bazaar and then have a Jeep go over it, then you trigger that C4 to send the Jeep flying with teammates inside of it, they actually can parachute outside the skybox. They're now on the top of this building, and when you spawn on them, you can run around the skybox and start taking people out without them even knowing what the heck is going on. My God, is going on! Right! Oh, dude, I can see the center.
Okay, there's something I need to get off my chest. Posting the exact step-by-step instructions on how to abuse glitches and unintended bugs while you have over 700,000 subscribers on YouTube and almost 100,000 followers on TikTok is insane. It is flat out irresponsible, unacceptable, and shows a complete lack of foresight on your part. You're telling me a brand new map gets released, one we've been waiting for a while now, and you're going to show players exactly how to glitch outside of it? Why would you do that? What happens when the post tickles the algorithm the right way, and now everyone and their mother is now using Jeeps to get outside of the map? It wouldn't completely ruin the map entirely, but you can't deny how easily abusable and annoying it would be. We are all well aware of how long it took DICE to fix the drone bug at the launch of Battlefield 6. Remember how fun it was dealing with that in every single lobby? Who's to say they would patch this in a timely manner if it became a serious issue on every single match of Cairo Bazaar? Take a look at the numbers on the Instagram reel. Almost 10,000 people liked it, and it was shared over 18,000 times. I'm not saying that it would be entirely DooM's fault if this spread like wildfire. That's not fair. Word travels quickly from a number of different sources. All I'm saying is, why me? Of all people, someone with less than 200 subscribers can see this and say, maybe you shouldn't post that. Now, as for the Javelin bug video, here's how all of this ties into the original tweet. Why is it that you see an issue with players jumping and shooting while ADS, an intended mechanic in the game, but there seems to be no problem with letting players in on a little secret that they can give themselves wall hacks with the Javelin, something that's obviously unintended based on the specific details needed for it to work? A majority of the comments on the Cairo video have agreed with me here, but there have been some people saying that posting this means DICE will see it and fix it. I don't buy that for a second. There are way better avenues to take if you genuinely want a bug fixed. First, EA Forums is the perfect place as it likely won't reach a large audience and you're using the most direct method to contact the team. If that isn't enough, a simple tweet with a screenshot and tagging the developers could garner enough attention without exposing the step-by-step method on how it works to the public. The details of how it all works can be discussed privately. I don't think that's unrealistic given the size of their platform and reach. All I'm saying is, despite what the caption reads, this post doesn't feel like a, hey developers, look into this. It more feels like a, hey everyone, look at what you can do. Okay, the last thing I'll say about all of this is I've been debating on whether or not to include this section as a whole because I can admit it does seem like I'm coming at him a bit harsh. And I've said before that I don't really want to attack anybody or paint anyone in a bad light. I'm not trying to start anything. I'm frankly just disappointed at the lack of foresight on even the hypothetical or potential of what could go wrong, even if nothing comes out of it. Well, that concludes episode 3 of What Are We Talking About? If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and a comment on your thoughts. And if you're new and you want to see more, please consider subscribing. A big thank you to all of you who have shown me support with this series so far. I really do appreciate it, and I plan on continuing to make this series because of it. Now, settle down, settle down. I know a lot of you guys are hungry for your dose of the infamous Bright Group posts from the last episode, so don't worry, I've got another montage for you here. Except this time I kind of forgot to blur the names, so my bad on that. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.